You know, when you're a technomancer on a budget, sometimes you just have to deal. However, I am alive. I'm not dead. Stone dead in a moment. Okay, so I'm still just as money. Have a job now, kind of. Can't really say I'm got a job if I'm still a temp. Got a better mic though. Oddly enough, um, cheap eBay mic still exists. Be right here. Oh crap! Didn't think that through. But how would that be any different than any other time you've watched anything on this channel? Provided you've seen anything on this channel. In that case, greetings, salutations. Hi, I'm trying. Still have to learn where the freaking camera is. However, I now have an advantage of I can do stuff like this. Oh, hang on. I don't know where I is. I really want. Oh, lit up. Hey, there we go. Hi, I'm over here now. Yeah, I'm onto a two camera setup. Still USB mic, but I'm just testing it. So okay, let's go back to Logitech because yeah, I like the color of that better. And I gotta turn the light back on. I've got a few other toys. Surprisingly, what you can find when you're thrifting. So yeah, that's kind of how I'm doing it. So when I say Technomancer on a budget, I mean I'm on a freaking budget. I got $8 to my name. The mining is paying for other stuff. I'm hoping to update the car and get a proper Bluetooth setup for that. Um, and maybe a GPS integration. My TomTom has taken on a weird habit of not knowing where it's from or where it's going. Yeah, I don't get it either. Um, I was doing a thought of the next piece to describe. I've got stuff on this to one day do. I just have to find that inevitable thing that I'm always lacking time. I hate it. I really, really hate it. I'm a technomancer. I'm not a chronomancer. You can't just, it's there. I can fix that shit. I can explain some of it. Outside of that, however, actually, with the thought of the new job, where actually this is where the TomTom just completely lost me. Working at a place called Buddies, making plastic stuff. Yeah, here I am, 47. I'm working a job where I get paid to play with blocks and stickers, where I get to put stuff together. Mother always taught me that aging may be mandatory. Maturing is purely optional. Some of us try to live that. If you have an opinion that goes with that, the shirt says it all. Um, yeah, this is just a fill in to say, hey, where the hell did he go? Wasn't he doing some content? Didn't he say he had ideas? Okay, I have ideas. I now work a night shift, which means so from 3 o'clock till 11, I work. So that time frame is kind of skewed. The early shift hours I can't quite do because I've got something else there. So it's either after I get home from work, which is kind of where I am right now, or figure something else out. Maybe weekends, because I seem to have those off. If it wasn't for the fact I coma almost every Saturday. I get home, do like fart around for watching YouTube or something like that. Go upstairs, which is where my bedroom is. Incidentally, the lab is directly under, so if I seem like I'm trying to hush myself, I'm trying to be nice to my wife who sleeps in the room that's right above me. Which, incidentally, all these electronics cause her to leave the AC on all year round. I'm a lizard, okay? I love the heat. I could stay down in this room if they let me, but I still have to go to work. And I need stuff like this. Really, where'd it go? I'll start doing this stuff if need be. And hey, would you look at that? I actually found a flask that is a 64 ounce. Piano! You don't even get to see where it went. Oh, those people who don't know, I do Duolingo so I can understand some of my music. A good chunk of that is in German. Die Ho means raise your horn, referring to the drinking horn that you would have for meat, which I have tried and I love. Strong as shit, but you'll also notice behind me, as I'm actually seeing it finally, uh, yeah, there that cable clutter that used to be off the monitor that way is gotten a little better. Um, I have a new setup where I'm trying to rig. Okay, I'm going to put this away because I'll be drawing on it later. Um, Trying to actually make a network rack. So here, I'll make you sick by moving you a little bit. Yeah. Remember a while back, I said something about my networking had issues. And figure this back out again. Oh, whoa, 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 we lost you. Yeah, here I thought some other stuff was all thought out. Yeah, for those of you who are playing the drinking game, try fucked up. Take a drink. If you didn't know there was a drinking game that went with this, I've had a drinking game all my life, and this is funny for a guy that barely drinks. I like certain types of rum. I love well, to me, it was the Nova Scotian Zombie. It was one from Red Knight in Yarmouth. Okay, now you know where I'm from. That was many years ago. That was almost a $20 drink because it was several shots of rum, apricot brandy, and some other stuff, mixed in with orange juice, and grenadine poured over, make it look like it's bleeding, so you don't actually stir it. You feel like its namesake the following day if you've had enough. Usually I'll do four in a night, and then I'll cut myself off because I am not a drinker. And admittedly, Southwest Nova Scotia is kind of a place where alcoholism is not a disease, it's a pastime. Yeah, the more you know. I haven't figured out animations yet. I did say I was going to resolve to learn Resolve uh, one day, maybe. I actually have not turned on this computer until tonight, and it's been weeks. I turned it on, found out it was recovering from a net date, Windows. And then I did a series of updates. I updated everything. Chris Titus, thank you. That script is beautiful. For those of you who do not know what I'm talking about, the Chris Titus Ultimate Windows script, where you can install what you need from that and update everything. Beautiful. I run this on every system. Um, it is a PowerShell script that maybe one day I'll figure out how to do desktop sharing and show you some stuff. Right, I was bringing up where the job thing came up. I had a coworker that did not know how to copy files from a thumb drive to a computer. And this blew my mind. Just like, where's the education system? Sorry, I live in America. Figured out why they call it America. And as I keep saying, I'm from Nova Scotia. We Canadians are the problem. We stole the A. To everybody who just groaned, take a shot. um, okay, well, I'm just at this point giving you an idea of what happened to me. So I've got a job, lost track of time, got some new gear, which this is my first time using this microphone, so if it's a piece of shit, let me know. Um, I might use the other one on this mount if that sounded better. I honestly don't know. Though I am watching the volume right now for both of these. It's actually kind of funny. It's not even. It's not. Never mind. Um, yeah, I've got Mike Ox, which is what this sucker's being called because hey, I didn't take the time to rename it. The cheap eBay mic is still the cheap eBay mic. Believe it or not, I'm staring at three um, cameras. There's the Logitech C922 that was it was bought at a yard sale event, would not work in Windows for my wife, worked great in Linux, worked great on Mac. And then I set up this recording computer and then poof, it worked. And then I've got this Firacore HD camera, which is the one that whites out the second that you try to use the thing above it. And, I'll do that. And then did it the wrong way. There we go. Yeah, this one. I like the fluid on it, but oh wow, did that ever show more lab that you guys never needed to see? Yeah, weird place, isn't it? But hey, you can see old graphics cards that died on me, the stained glass wizard and copper plate cat. There's also a TIE fighter, a fly strip, another TIE fighter. I think it's Hot Wheels. Um, oh yeah, where I've already kind of showed my Monty Pythonisms. My brain hurts. Yeah. If you see the green thing over there by the door, uh, yeah, that is a Dresden reference that I couldn't resist. Hey, you can even see the Voodoo 4 box that's underneath the hat, which, speaking of Dresden references, next to the hat, that way-ish, there's a shiny skull thing that years ago was dubbed Bob the Skull. I got an incense burner, a mermaid where smoke comes out the boobs, and nobody will admit who turned him. But he now stares at it. To which all I can think of is, can't. Yeah, thank you, James Marsters, and thank you, Jim Butcher, for writing the books of which James Marsters has read the audiobooks for. Those books are so important to me. Hanging on the Door, I guess you actually get to see the second coat, which I need to oil. One day I will get to wear that, so I will have another trench coat again. You actually get to see some more stuff that, oof, man, I do not like this position. This is an evil one. Like a stack of hard drives and whatnot, fans, which you can just barely see. Yeah, you really need to see that side of the lab. Yeah, let's hope this just stays as is. Oh yeah, put the light back down. So down the other one seems better, but this one just has the better picture. Okay, well, either way, I ramble too much as is. If you watch these videos, you're going take a drink. Um, let's see if I can keep this one under 20 minutes. Yeah, this is just to fart around and say, hey, I'm still alive. Uh, yeah, no diseases have got me that I'm aware of. Um, if only the good die young. In theory, the reverse is true. I'm immortal because I'm terrible. There's no way I'm good. So I'm here forever. I have come for your set. Where's the soul? It's gone. Crap, someone beat me to it. Next time. Yeah, if I didn't bring this up before, my wife, when we got married, actually said that she got tired of waiting for the knight in shining armor to marry the evil wizard. One a few times in my life I didn't have a response because I liked it too much. So there you go. You just got insight to me. You got insight on the wife. If you really want to know what an evil person can be, well, I lived in Canada. She brought me down here. She unleashed me on the American public. Who's the real villain? I do have some thoughts for projects if I can ever get to them. There's the what is a sound card? There is the what is a power supply? What is an operating system? I have to learn the desktop sharing thing first. What is Ethernet? Uh, it was mentioned. Sorry, I'm bad with names, but someone wanted to know how to run like fiber and whatnot cheaply. Don't think that's actually possible. The cheaply part. You can actually run like 1 gig fiber relatively cheap, but you really have to do some bargain bin hitting. Also find a place that has just done renovations. If they let you go through the parts bin afterwards or the dumpster, that's how you get cheap. Or you work at a place that's going hell and back and they don't realize what they have. They just toss it, say, well, all right, you want it? Go ahead. I have a lot of networking stuff. Thanks to that, I have a whole bunch of mini computers. I have a whole bunch of stuff, which reduced my eBay shopping by quite a bit when I could still afford to eBay shop. Unfortunately, I don't work there anymore because they want to hire more executives, and the guy at the bottom who set up stuff for those executives, who knew the executive didn't know what a power button was, let alone where it was on a laptop. Not better. However, that was 9 years of hell in different forms. So I went from a material handler who was the guy who brought you your stuff and was always wrong to the guy at the end of the line who I was the guy who checked the sealed envelopes, made sure the serial numbers and whatnot matched. Was the guy that made sure it was in the mail shortly. I wasn't shipping. It went from me. Material handler would move it from my station to shipping, and then it got mailed out, and then went to you. Stuff's like Scarborough, for instance. You know the Nelson ratings? Yeah, shit that kills my TV. Not better. Good shows only get like a couple seasons. Fucking better. Not one. Yeah. Okay. Stop that. um, I can do some stuff now with fiber because I have a singular fiber connection that goes from my Ubiquiti rack to one of my Cisco's, which actually goes from the rack. Actually, you can see it. It's the one right. I can figure out pointing up here, the gray thing there. That's my Ubiquiti rack, which covers stuff that's in the server rack, which is a U36 print server rack enclosure from HP. Yeah, I was told I would never own it. That was a Facebook post. Anyhow, yeah, yeah, I never thought about this, but you can actually see my old ID badge, which is out right there, which I have the wonderful ability to always have the wrong shirt on. That was my I'm no COVID-19 expert, but this is the cure with a picture of the cure. Also, underneath what looks like a soundbar, which is a soundbar, is my former Radio Shack ID, which is the only one of three I still have. I don't know where my Canadian sales rep one went, or the one that actually had my name. Leaving that as is for now. But my expendable human resource is right there. Under that is a receiver for a remote, and I think I've actually got a remote up there too for the soundbar. The gray thing that says ATI, this is the remote it goes to. You want to talk about quality that we've lost. Sorry, I'm moving away from my mic, and I know how these things work. Sound is a conal emission from the source, which means as I move away from it, the sound bar or the sound levels go down. Even though I should have this thing aimed at me, more like this instead of like this, but hey, I'm not an audio engineer. My youngest brother got that. But yeah, this was not just a remote. This was also a mouse way back when. Like, this was your pointer. There's your buttons. Yeah, this was a great idea. What happened to computing? Later media centers, this was hodgepodge. Useless frickin' button. I have never used it for its intended purpose, which was supposed to open the Windows Media Center way back. And in some cases, you can remap that one, make it useless because, face it, if you hit it accidentally. And you hit it usually when using the freaking app you needed it in. Cody being the number one these days. Foxy, if you remember it, the Xbox Media Center, which predates all three, or actually those two. Actually, that's a reverse lineage thing. Oh yeah, this is gonna drive me nuts. Not It's bad enough where I don't know where to put my hands. If you haven't figured that out, take a drink. Now I've got a thing where I can whack it. Yeah, glad I got some noise suppression on it. Either way, I crossed 26 minutes. Well, so much for that only taking X amount. Okay. Well, in this case, you now know what happened to me. I may be back. My intention is to at some point return with some more ideas. Yeah, I finally got an idea for like once I pass the 101 stuff, which is the hardware level. Eventually, I'll get back to motherboards. I'll return with that one, I think, because modern day that has become something that's the reliance on Bluetooth. No, no, bad. If you've got a headset, great, but now motherboards only have the stereo jack, an input jack for a microphone, which that's one you should remove. Most microphones are using USB of some sort. This one here is a USB Type A, so it's a USB 2.0 device. The cheap one, also, same deal. Why do we need a dedicated microphone for the headset? That's the fourth pole on your stereo jack. Just leave it attached to that and give me back my 5.1. Motherboard manufacturers, come on, it's that simple. Single jack for the headset, and you cover the microphone if you put a 4 pole in. Now, those of you who are saying, well, what about the optical port? Okay, well, hey, I didn't mean on bringing the sucker out just yet, but yeah, this guy up here, the optical. Oh, tag stuff. There we go. Yeah, funny that it already has a flap on it, but optical sound is superior to analog sound, which these are analog ports. You notice this card actually has been markered, so I finally can remember what ones go to what. Yeah, that's a whole other issue. But some of us are old. The hair, 47 years old, we expect. These mean something. You don't need a fucking headset. What you need are your speakers. Remember the old days where people would do like the hi-fi stereo cabinets or the home theater specifically? In fact, I got a Logitech set just because of that. Somebody had used them as a surround setup, brought them to Goodwill. I saw that for 26 bucks, went, mine! Ain't leaving that. Your home theater receivers that do 5.1, 7.1, Dolby Atmos, Yeah, you can get a soundbar that does some of that. You can't get it to do it all because your back channel needs to be done differently. Your sides need to be done differently. Figuring out where your hands go, different story, but needs to be done differently. All right, I'm rambling again. I have thoughts. Um, I'm hoping to do at some point. What is your motherboard? I'm hoping also to do what is your sound card, and I'm hoping to do not as long-winded ramble about what is Ethernet or networking. I might cover like some of the old days on that one, but I only have like uh, I just I only have so much time to do this work, and I don't want to bore people away. Like my lowest rated is my longest. I have actually noticed that some of these numbers have gone up in the months I've disappeared. My last one was May. I have disappeared, haven't I? Oops. Okay, well, my intention is I will be back eventually, somehow. Maybe. I'm not doing with a twist. I'm not M. Night Shyamalan. Yeah, okay. Hi, it's me. I'm still alive. I've got thoughts. I'm gonna keep saying this. This is the shit I should script. But if I scripted it, it wouldn't be probably as entertaining. However, in such a time as I return, I curse you to have a fortunate day. You're all just giving me that look, aren't you? I curse you to have good fortune then. Is that better? You don't specify what kind of fortune. Bad fortune is still technically fortune. But if I curse you with good fortune, nobody knows what to do with it anyway. So that in and of itself is the curse. So, ha! Take a drink. You just can't script that shit. Yes, that was me forgetting to turn my phone's do not disturb back on before hitting this. And that was me getting an email. Yeah, okay. A pox of good fortune upon thee. And until such time as I return, well, I will have returned. Later.